What if I told you that one ordinary-looking coin sitting inside an old drawer, a forgotten piggy bank, or even hidden in your pocket could actually be the coin that serious collectors have been searching for? Most people spend these coins without giving them a second glance. They see old metal, collectors see history, and sometimes an incredible treasure. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're revealing 5 ultra-rare coins that continue to attract attention from collectors across the United States. But here's the exciting part. These coins don't always look perfect. Some have age, some have natural toning, some have small marks that tell the story of decades in circulation. Yet under the right circumstances, those same coins can become the center of intense collector interest. Don't skip a single second of today's video because each coin becomes more exciting than the last. One tiny detail, one mint mark, one overlooked feature could completely change how collectors view a coin. The coin you think is ordinary today could become tomorrow's conversation piece at auctions and coin shows. Stay with me until the end, because today's countdown includes a Franklin half dollar that has fascinated collectors for years. You'll learn exactly what makes it special, what details experts examine first, and why thousands of people continue searching through old collections, hoping to discover one. Now let's begin. Coin number 1. Now this is where today's journey becomes truly exciting. The 1948 with D Franklin half dollar represents the very first year of the famous Franklin half dollar series. Produced at the Denver Mint shortly after World War II, this historic silver coin honored Benjamin Franklin, one of America's greatest founding fathers. Because it was the first year of the series, collectors have always paid close attention to examples from 1948. The coin is composed of 90% silver and 10% copper, giving it both historical importance and intrinsic precious metal appeal. On the obverse appears Benjamin Franklin's distinguished portrait, while the reverse proudly displays the Liberty Bell alongside a small eagle, a design that remains one of the most recognizable in American coinage. The example we're discussing today carries a D mint mark, showing it was struck in Denver. It also has brown spots on the reverse and is described as being in fine condition. While many people assume discoloration automatically reduces collector interest, experienced numismatists know that every coin deserves careful examination before reaching conclusions. Natural aging, original surfaces, and decades of storage often create appearances that make every surviving coin unique. Collectors first inspect the sharpness of Franklin's hair, the lettering around the rim, the Liberty Bell details, the visibility of the mint mark, and the originality of the coin's surfaces. Even a coin that has circulated can remain desirable if it retains attractive overall detail and authentic characteristics. Another reason the 1948 with D Franklin half dollar attracts attention is that it belongs to the inaugural year of the Franklin series. First-year issues have always enjoyed strong popularity because they represent the beginning of an important chapter in United States coin history. As more collectors build complete Franklin half dollar sets, demand for original examples continues to remain healthy. If you ever discover one of these coins, avoid harsh cleaning or polishing. Cleaning can permanently damage the original surfaces and significantly reduce collector appeal. Instead, store the coin carefully in a protective holder and, if you believe it may have exceptional quality or unusual weighted characteristics, consider having it authenticated and professionally graded by a respected third-party grading service. Now let's talk about value. The price of any individual coin depends on authenticity, grading, eye appeal, originality, certification, and whether it possesses rare varieties or mint errors. The $258,000 figure you mentioned is not an established current market price for a typical 1,948 with D. Franklin half dollar in fine condition. Exceptional six-figure prices are generally associated only with extraordinarily rare or unique examples, not standard circulated coins. Even so, the Franklin half dollar remains one of America's most beloved silver coin series. Every year, new collectors enter the hobby. Historic U.S. silver coins remain in demand, and remarkable discoveries continue to be made in old family collections, estate sales, and forgotten coin albums. So before you spend any old Franklin half dollar, slow down and inspect every detail. Sometimes the smallest difference, a mint error, an unusual variety, or an exceptionally preserved example, can make all the difference. If you enjoy discovering hidden American coin treasures, make sure you're subscribed, because this channel brings you freshly updated coin discoveries every single day. And remember, today's countdown is only getting more exciting, because the next coins on our list may surprise you even more. Coin number 2. Now the countdown takes another exciting turn with a coin that many Americans have seen before, but very few have ever examined closely. At first glance, the 1,962 with D. Franklin half dollar may look like just another old silver coin. It may have black and gray spots around the reverse, worn edges, and years of circulation that make it appear ordinary. But experienced collectors know that appearances can be deceiving. Every Franklin half dollar has a story, and sometimes that story begins with a single mint mark. This remarkable coin was struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark on the reverse above the Liberty Bell. It belongs to the final years of the famous Franklin half dollar series, which was produced from 1948 through 1963 before being replaced by the Kennedy half dollar. That alone gives the series a lasting place in American coin history and keeps collectors searching for attractive examples. The 1,962 with D. Franklin half dollar was minted using 90% silver and 10% copper, weighs 12.5 grams, and measures 30.6 millimeters in diameter. Its silver composition is one of the biggest reasons collectors continue to appreciate these coins decades after they disappeared from everyday circulation. The obverse features Benjamin Franklin, while the reverse proudly displays the Liberty Bell and a small eagle, creating one of the most recognizable designs ever placed on a United States half dollar. The coin you described has black and gray spots on the reverse, along with a dirty appearance. Natural toning and environmental exposure often create unique colors over many years. While heavy damage or improper cleaning can reduce collector interest, original surfaces, even when naturally toned, can still attract collectors. That is why experts always inspect a coin carefully before making any judgment. When specialists examine a 1,962 with D. Franklin half dollar, they focus on the sharpness of Franklin's portrait, the lettering, the Liberty Bell details, the horizontal bell lines, and the originality of the surfaces. Coins displaying unusually strong strikes, rare die varieties, or exceptional preservation can become much more desirable than ordinary examples. One feature that advanced collectors pay close attention to is the full bell lines, FBL designation. On the very best mint state examples, the horizontal lines near the bottom of the Liberty Bell remain complete and uninterrupted. These coins are significantly scarcer than ordinary strikes and are among the most sought-after Franklin half dollars. If you discover a 1,962 with D. Franklin half dollar, resist the temptation to clean it. Cleaning can permanently alter the surface and reduce its collector appeal. Instead, place it in the protective holder, and if it appears unusually well preserved or has interesting characteristics, consider professional authentication and grading. Regarding value, the $225,000 figure you provided is not supported as the current market price for a standard $1,962 with D. Franklin half dollar with the condition you described. Current published price guides place ordinary circulated examples much lower, while premium values are reserved for exceptional certified mint state pieces or rare varieties. Even though most examples are not worth extraordinary sums, Franklin half dollars remain one of the most popular silver coin series in the United States. Their historical significance, silver content, classic design, and collector demand continue to make them favorites among both new and experienced numismatists. So before you overlook an old Franklin half dollar in a family collection, take a closer look. Every detail matters, and careful examination is the first step toward discovering whether your coin is simply an old silver half dollar or something far more interesting to collectors. And don't forget to subscribe, because our channel brings you freshly updated rare coin discoveries every single day, helping you learn what to look for before these historic coins disappear into private collections forever. Coin number 3. Now we're reaching a coin that surprises countless collectors because its rarity isn't obvious at first glance. Sitting quietly among old family collections, forgotten coin albums, and inherited silver coins is the historic 1950 Franklin half dollar with no mint mark. To most people, it looks like an ordinary 50-cent piece, but experienced collectors immediately recognize that this coin represents an important chapter in American numismatic history. The absence of a mint mark tells us this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not place mint marks on Franklin half dollars during that period. Produced during the early years of the Franklin series, this coin has become a favorite among collectors who enjoy assembling complete date and mint collections. Made from 90% silver and 10% copper, the 1950 Franklin half dollar weighs 12.5 grams and carries the classic portrait of Benjamin Franklin on the obverse. The reverse proudly features the Liberty Bell, accompanied by a small eagle, creating one of the most iconic designs ever used on a United States half dollar. More than 70 years after it was struck, this silver coin still captures the attention of collectors across America. The example we're discussing today is described as having a gray layer, brown spots, and circulated condition. Those signs of age tell the story of a coin that spent years changing hands before eventually being saved. Natural toning can create gray, golden, brown, or even blue shades over decades of storage, making every surviving coin visually unique. Rather than judging a coin only by its color, knowledgeable collectors examine originality, wear, and surface preservation. When professionals inspect a 1950 Franklin half dollar, they carefully study Franklin's hair, cheek, and shoulder, the crispness of the lettering, the sharpness of the Liberty Bell, and the famous full bell lines on high-grade examples. Coins with exceptional strikes, rare die varieties, or outstanding certified grades are the pieces that generate the strongest collector competition. Because this is one of the earlier issues in the Franklin half dollar series, it continues to enjoy steady demand from collectors working toward complete sets. As attractive original examples become harder to locate, well-preserved coins often receive increased attention in the numismatic community. If you ever discover a 1950 Franklin half dollar in an old collection, never polish or clean it. Even if it appears dull or dirty, preserving its original surface is almost always the better choice. Place it in a protective holder and consider having it examined by a professional grading service if you suspect it has unusual characteristics or exceptional preservation. Regarding value, the $247,000 figure you provided is not supported as the current market value for a standard 1,950 Philadelphia Franklin half dollar in circulated condition. Current price guides show ordinary circulated examples selling for far less, while only extraordinary certified examples or exceptional varieties command dramatically higher prices. That said, the 1,950 Franklin half dollar remains one of the most respected silver coins in American coin collecting. Its historical significance, silver composition, and lasting popularity ensure it continues to attract collectors year after year. The next remarkable discovery could come from an estate collection, an old coin album, or a forgotten box tucked away for decades. So don't overlook an old Franklin half dollar simply because it appears worn. History has shown that careful examination is often the key to uncovering a truly collectible coin. And if you're passionate about discovering hidden American coin treasures, be sure to subscribe because our channel is freshly updated every single day with exciting rare coin stories, collecting tips, and fascinating discoveries that every collector should know. Coin number 4. As we move deeper into today's countdown, we arrive at another Franklin half dollar that often goes unnoticed in old collections but continues to attract the attention of silver coin enthusiasts across the United States. The 1,961 with D Franklin half dollar may appear ordinary with its black and brown spots on the reverse and signs of circulation, yet every genuine Franklin half dollar represents a fascinating piece of American history and deserves a closer look before anyone decides to spend or ignore it. This coin was struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark above the Liberty Bell on the reverse. Minted during the final years of the Franklin half dollar series, it carries the classic portrait of Benjamin Franklin on the obverse and the famous Liberty Bell on the reverse, a design that symbolizes American independence and remains one of the most admired in U.S. Coinage. The 1,961 with D Franklin half dollar is composed of 90% silver and 10% copper, weighs 12.5 grams, and measures 30.6 millimeters in diameter. Because of its silver content and historical significance, collectors continue to seek attractive examples decades after they disappeared from everyday circulation. The example described here has black and brown spots on the reverse and is in almost fine condition. Those colors are often the result of decades of natural oxidation and storage. While heavy cleaning or damage can reduce collector appeal, natural toning itself does not automatically make a coin undesirable. Experienced collectors examine originality, wear patterns, strike quality, and overall eye appeal before determining a coin's desirability. One of the most important features experts look for on Franklin half dollars is the sharpness of the Liberty Bell's horizontal lines, commonly known as full bell lines, FBL. Coins displaying complete bell lines in high certified grades command far stronger premiums than ordinary examples. Collectors also watch for repunched mint marks and minor double-die varieties, which can increase desirability. If you own a 1,961 with D Franklin half dollar, avoid cleaning or polishing it. Original surfaces are highly valued by collectors, and improper cleaning can permanently reduce its collectible value. Store it safely in a protective holder, and if you believe your coin has exceptional preservation or a notable variety, consider submitting it to a professional grading service for authentication. Regarding value, the $228,000 figure you provided is not supported as the current market value for a standard 1,961 with D Franklin half dollar in almost fine condition. Current published price guides generally value circulated examples at around $26–34, while exceptional certified mint state coins with desirable characteristics, such as full bell lines, can sell for substantially more, but not hundreds of thousands of dollars based solely on the condition you described. Even though ordinary examples are much more modestly valued, the 1961 with D. Franklin half dollar remains one of the most collected U.S. silver half dollars. Its 90% silver composition, historic design, and enduring popularity make it a favorite among collectors, and truly exceptional examples continue to draw strong interest whenever they appear on the market. So before you overlook an old Franklin half dollar in a family collection, take a careful second look. A coin's true collectible appeal often lies in details that only become obvious under close examination. And if you enjoy learning about hidden American coin treasures, subscribe to our channel because we bring you freshly updated rare coin videos every single day, helping you discover what makes these classic U.S. coins so fascinating. Coin number 5. We've reached the final coin in today's countdown, and this one is instantly recognizable to millions of Americans. The 1976 Kennedy half dollar with no mint mark was created to celebrate the 200th anniversary of the United States, making it one of the most famous commemorative circulating coins in American history. Because of its unique dual date and special reverse design, many people save these coins without ever knowing what collectors actually look for. The absence of a mint mark means this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Unlike regular Kennedy half dollars, the bicentennial edition features Independence Hall on the reverse instead of the presidential seal. This patriotic design was created especially for America's bicentennial celebration and has become one of the most iconic reverse designs ever used on a U.S. half dollar. The coin you described has black spots, a green dot on the reverse, and fine condition. Those marks are usually the result of decades of circulation, storage, or environmental exposure. Experienced collectors know that the first step is never to judge a coin only by its appearance. Instead, they carefully inspect the strike, originality, edge, surfaces, and any unusual minting characteristics that might separate it from the millions of ordinary examples. One reason collectors continue searching through bicentennial Kennedy half dollars is the possibility of discovering major mint errors, off-center strikes, double dies, wrong planchets, or exceptionally high-grade survivors. These are the types of coins that can generate strong interest at auctions and among advanced collectors. The overwhelming majority of circulated bicentennial half dollars, however, are common because hundreds of millions were produced for circulation. The standard Philadelphia bicentennial Kennedy half dollar is composed of a copper-nickel-clad alloy surrounding a pure copper core, weighs 11.34 grams, and measures 30.6 millimeters in diameter. Special collector editions, struck at San Francisco, were made with 40% silver, making it important to identify the correct variety before estimating value. If you find a bicentennial Kennedy half dollar in an old collection, never clean it to remove dark spots or discoloration. Cleaning can permanently damage the original surfaces and reduce collector interest. Instead, store it safely in a coin holder and, if it appears unusually sharp or displays an unusual error, consider having it authenticated by a respected grading service. Regarding value, the $185,500 figure you provided is not supported, as the current market value for a standard 1976 Philadelphia no mint mark Kennedy half dollar in fine condition. Most circulated examples are generally worth around face value to a small collector premium, while only exceptionally preserved coins or rare error varieties have sold for substantially higher prices. Even so, the bicentennial Kennedy half dollar remains one of America's most beloved modern coins. Its patriotic design, historic significance, and lasting popularity continue to inspire collectors of every generation. Every year, people rediscover these coins in inherited collections, old jars, and forgotten boxes, reminding us that even common-looking coins can have fascinating stories behind them. That brings us to the end of today's countdown. If you enjoyed discovering these historic American half dollars, subscribe now, because our channel is freshly updated every single day with exciting rare coin discoveries, collecting tips, and fascinating stories from the world of US numismatics. And before you spend your next half dollar, take one extra look. You might uncover a coin with a history far greater than its face value.